my goodness, I'm just cracking myself up today. Heidi ho, Stampers, Deb Valder here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you the funniest card I think I've ever made. I just absolutely love it, and like I said, I'm just cracking myself up. I can't stop. I've done these things for you before with the spinning. Let me just show you a couple of them. Here's one that I did with a ribbon, so it was a little bit fatter. There was a little bit more to it. These instructions are all over on my blog. So just kind of take a hop on over to that and look for it. And then here is one that I did with this one was done with the snowflake. And they just all turn. They're very moving cards. Here's one that I did with this is just a little flower that I did with the heart punch. And then here's one that I did for my granddaughter Isabella, and that is just done with a pinwheel. And today's card, like I said, is just the funniest thing I think I've ever made. I'm sorry, I'm just cracking myself up today. And what I'm doing is his little mustache is the thing that turns. It twirls, and then you just take and you wrap it back up again, and you can just twirl away again. So I'm going to show you how to make this. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can go on over to my blog, and I'll give you the instructions over there and the supply sheet for it also. Okay, so I started out with a base card of 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/4. And then what I did was the Filigree frame that's in the 2014 holiday catalog, I just ran it through there. And what I wanted to show you with this was I put it into the embossing folder. And what I like to do is I like to take and put a little piece of washi tape up here to tell me where to stop it. So when the Stampin' Up! Logo is over here, you open it up, you center it from side to side, and then what I do, because I do so many cards at one time, I like to have it them go through pretty quickly. So by having everything lined up like this, it just goes very, very fast. See, with this filigree frame, it's so big that you have to be very careful to get it centered. So again, what I do is I just line it up here, side to side, and then I take and I close it, and I just line it up here with that. And when you run it through your Big Shot, it comes out looking absolutely gorgeous. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. So now let me just tell you how I did my little guy right here. I took from the stamp set called Santa Stache, I took this piece right here, and you can do it with him also, but he lent himself to this little thing right here. So I'm just taking him, that's the little nutcracker, and I'm going to take and I'm going to stamp him onto a 3 by 4 inch piece of cardstock. So here's my cardstock. I'm going to use Memento ink because I did use my blendabilities with this. So I'm just going to take my stamp, and I'm going to ink it up and then just stamp it onto my 3 by 4 card. Okay, so, and I did it toward the bottom because I wanted to make sure that I had enough room at the top for my saying. So then the next thing that I did was I got out my blendabilities. And just because this is not a movie on blendabilities, I'm just going to show you what I did. I just colored it. With my blendabilities. I didn't color the mustache, but I just colored the blendabilities, and our blendabilities are absolutely amazing. So after I finished coloring it, it just is very easy to put together. I stamped another mustache, and I cut it out with our Mustache Framelit because they do coordinate. So I cut out actually 2 mustaches, okay? And this is our framelit right here. Okay, so now I have my base, and then I have my 2 mustaches, and then another thing that you're going to need are our shaker frames. And what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to use the middle piece for the shaker frame. So I'm going to need one of those. I'm just going to take the middle one out right here. Okay, and I'm also going to need window sheets. And with our window sheets, I'm going to need another piece of scrap cardstock, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to use my 1/2 inch circle punch, and I'm going to punch them out of this window sheet. But the window sheet, if you try to use a punch with it, it just kind of gets all jammed up in there. So what I like to do is to just take a scrap piece of paper and lay it down and just punch. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to throw it in there. And what you want to do is be careful, because those do fly, and because they're clear you can't see them. So what I like to do is to just do it upside down and then just punch it out and grab them. So you're going to need 2 of these. So I have 2 of these punched out already. Okay, so you have your nutcracker, which is this little guy right here. I have my 2 window sheets punched out. I have my my shaker frame, and then I have my mustaches. Now, another thing that you're going to need is a piece of twine, and on my blog I'll tell you how long that is. Okay, so you're just going to need a piece of twine, and I decided to use the gold because this is so gold and glitzy. Okay, and now we're going to take and really, literally put it together. Okay, so we're going to get our self-healing mat, and we need to poke holes in everything. So I'm going to take my little guy right here, the little nutcracker, and I'm going to take and I'm just going to punch a hole right in the middle of him right there. And then I need to punch a hole in one of my mustaches, not both of them. You only want a hole in one of them. So I'm going to take and I'm going to punch a hole in the middle of that one. I'm going to take a hole and punch a hole in the middle of both of these window sheets. So here's one window sheet, and then here's the other one. I'm going to take and punch a hole in both of those, and then I need to punch a hole in one of my shaker frames. So I'm just going to take the middle one right here and punch a hole in it. Now what we're going to do is we're literally going to assemble. So the first thing that I need to do is to take my my little mustache, and I'm going to take one of our mini brads, and I'm going to put the mini brad right in the middle of it. So I'm going to start, this is my first layer, and I'm going to start and I'm going to put my mustache in the middle of that. And then what I need to do is I need to take my shaker frame, the one that I put the hole in the middle of, and I need to attach my twine. So my twine is going to go right here on the back of it where it's sticky, and I'm going to take and I'm going to add that to my mustache. Okay, so that's going to be the next thing. I'm just going to hold it up like this, and I'm just going to slide that right through just like this. Alrighty, and now what I want to do is I want to make sure that the twine is right here at the bottom of the mustache, because after you unwind it, you want to make sure that the twine ends up here at the bottom. So now we're going to press that down nice and firm because we've got the sticky on the bottom. And the next thing that I need to do is I need to take off this little layer right here, and I'm going to add my 2 window sheets. So the first one's going to go on, and that's going to get glued directly to the little shaker frame. And then I'm going to take and add the next one to it. Okay, so these 2 are going to rub together. You don't want that one glued yet. Okay, you don't want that one glued to anything because that one's got to be the one that spins. All right, and then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to add it to our shaker, or to our little nutcracker right here. Okay, so that's what the layers look like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm just going to separate the shank, and I like to just press it down as hard as you can just to make sure that everything is working. Okay, and then I'm just going to take and wrap it around just a couple times to see if it's working, and it is. Okay, success. And then see what I mean? When you're done, this little guy ends up down here at the bottom. So that's why you want to make sure when you're putting on your twine that it is here on the bottom. Okay, now let's see what we have left to do. We're going to take our little mustache, the one that doesn't have the holes in it, and we're going to take and put some adhesive onto this. And the reason I like to do this, you don't have to, but the reason I like to do that is to cover up that brad, because in this one, you really don't want the brad to show. In my other cards, it didn't matter because we had a little decorative thing in the middle. So I've added my little mustache, the one that doesn't have anything on there. We're going to add a 3 3/4 by 4 1/4 inch piece of cardstock to the back of this, and see how my blendabilities come through. That's showing that I did it all right. Okay, and then I'm just going to add this piece right here, my black piece. This is the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm just going to add that to my decorative background. And the next thing that we're going to do is to add our little guy right here. And I took two of our stars. Let me just get my mat here. I took 2 of our stars. I punched them out of my star punch, and I'm just going to take and put these around. I'm going to take and put these around the twine so I have something to pull. You can just knot it if you want to, but I just think that something at the bottom here just looks so much cuter. So we're just going to take those, put them together like this, and now we have our pull tab. Okay, we're going to wind it up. We're just going to take and wind this up. We have one more thing to do. Okay, we have to add our little brads. And what I did was I took my blendabilities and I took the darkest of the skin tones and I colored them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my scissors and add those to the rest of the little nutcracker. Okay, and then when it's all done, let me just show you what I did. When it's all done, it's going to have the blendabilities up here. It's going to have the words right there. And again, you just take, I like to just take and twirl the mustache, or you know, the flower or whatever I was doing there. Let me just move these out of the way and I'll show you how I did that. I just kind of moved this one, and when you think you're done, there we go. Okay, so it ends up looking like this. And then you just take, oh, I did put a little pearl there, or not pearl, but these are rhinestones colored. 2 rhinestones there, 1 there, and then I did them all across this hat. It really is an adorable card, and like I said, I've stopped laughing, but it did crack me up. So I hope you like my little nutcracker. It's nutty or nice, and if you have any questions, hop on over to my blog. That's where all the dimensions and directions and everything else are. You have a great day, and come back soon.